Steve, what separates this championship from the others you've won with this franchise?
I'll answer that in a second, but first I want to say congrats to the Celtics on a great series. They were incredible. Their defensive athleticism and length and toughness was really tough to overcome, and they had us on the ropes in this series and had a tremendous season. Since I've been here, we've lost in the finals twice, and it's devastating, to get this far and to come up short. And I got a lot of friends across that hall, between Ime and Will Hardy, Damon Stoudemire, Aaron Miles, a bunch of really good friends and guys I've coached in FIBA, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, great group of guys. And so I genuinely feel for them because I know what it's like to lose at this point. But they had an amazing run, and it was a great series. I forget your question now, CJ. Well, they're all unique. They're all special. I think this one may have been the most unlikely, just from the standpoint of where we've been the last couple of years. A lot of unknowns with injuries to Clay, Draymond at the end of the year, Steph at the end of the year. A lot of young guys, kind of a new core, or a new group around our core, I should say. But it's really special to see guys like Wiggs and Loon and Gary Payton, just how far they've come, the impact they made. Jordan Poole, same thing. And I know I'm going to forget people, but it takes a full team effort to do this. And we just had a great group who got it done.
We'll go next to Dan on the right.
Hey, Steve, Dan Wicke, Los Angeles Times, congratulations. You've been around greatness a ton in your career. What do you make of Steph? And does he still kind of put you into awe the way maybe he did the first year you were with him?
He does, because what he does at his size is so different from, the traditional greats in this league. I've said it many times, Steph reminds me so much of Tim Duncan. Obviously totally different players, but from just a humanity standpoint, from a talent standpoint, humility, confidence. It's this wonderful combination that just makes everybody want to win for him. And I'm obviously thrilled for everyone in that room. And a lot of people had a big hand in this, but I think the thing with Steph is, without him, none of this happens, and that's not taking anything away from Joe and Peter's ownership, because they're amazing owners, built an incredible organization. Bob Myers, a hell of a GM, and, our players, we've had so many great players, but Steph ultimately is, why this run has happened, much like Timmy in San Antonio. And so I'm happy for everybody, but I'm thrilled for Steph. To me, this is his crowning achievement in what's already been an incredible career.
Howard on the left.
Howard Beck from Sports Illustrated. Congrats, Steve. On the broadcast, Jeff Van Gundy said this, and I think he meant this as a compliment, but this was the least talented group that you guys have won a championship with. And again, I think he meant that as partially a compliment to you and your staff. It was different for that reason. How do you think you guys managed to reach this height again with, if you agree with that premise, a less talented group, and as you said, against obviously a very tough defense in Boston? Kind of what shone through with all that?
Well, I think that comment is all relative, right? I mean, we had Kevin Durant for 3 years with this core group. Those teams were untouchable. This team has been compared to our first championship team in 15 maybe there are some similarities, but this is still a really talented group of players. So, not taking anything away from Jeff's comment, but I think he's speaking relatively. Our defense was spectacular in this series, especially the last 3 games. And the Celtics had the best defense in the league, but we were right behind them. And I think what made this group really special was, besides the obvious with Steph, was the defensive intensity and versatility. And for that, Draymond is the guy to point to, the leader of it all. But the additions of Wiggs, Gary Payton, the return of Clay, the emergence of Loon, it all factored in. And I've been really lucky to be part of a lot of these in my career. And I have yet to see a team that wasn't elite defensively win a championship. So